Yeah, pretty much, kind of sums it up, for that particular story right there. But Remy Ma, man, I think is a good transition to jump into that story since we in this energy of ripping motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Remy Ma,
she is on what's that show called? What's that show? Goddamn,
State of the Culture.
State of the Culture.
Yeah.
Joe Budden and the other brother. Salute. I don't know your name. Ain't no disrespect, but
damn,
Remy Ma was doing. Do you know his name?
Nah,
see,
I barely even knew the name of the show, but go ahead.
And ain't no disrespect. You're doing your thing. Remy Ma said some stuff about hip hop, the new generation of hip hop, and how they are being very disrespectful. She went in. Let's hear what she said.
And this is my opinion. I don't really give a fuck how you feel about it. Let me get into my Remy Ma bag. Because seriously, I really don't care. What I think is that some of these newer artists are fucking trash. And they can't compare to some of the standards that was set. They mastered the way to stream and make catchy hooks and do the whole little wave, the wave that's on.
Man,
that's
you niggas
cool.
got it.
Let me tell you. But and the only way to get rid of, to make it seem like what they doing is great, you have to get rid of the greats before you. So when I hear people, if you listen to any of the newer artists that get a buzz or be popular, these old niggas need to do this, or these old people need to do this. Now, like, they really want you to go away, die, go over there. I don't want nobody that can actually critique what I'm saying, and go away, die, never come back, and let us do what we doing.
But before you go,
go ahead.
Round of applause. Brandon Jinx Jenkins is the other brother's name. I don't want to totally disrespect him in case he watched the podcast. You Jersey brother. But go ahead. What you think about what Remy said?
Nah, man, I think it's powerful. That was good. You got his name. That's dope.
Yeah. I wanted to make sure. I ain't trying to be no.
He does a great job over there. I mean, definitely. I mean, I'm glad that one of the greats, Remy, came out and said it. The queen of this motherfucking thing came out and said it, because a lot of times when we go down that road, people like to call us haters and this, that. But yeah, it's real. Some of these artists, a lot of them are straight garbage. And I don't even know like what the agenda is or what they're trying to push. But it's like, yo, sit your ass the fuck down. You know what I mean? I don't respect you. I don't care how much streams you get. I don't care how hot your fucking buzz is. You fucking suck. And I ain't going to start putting out names and all that. We could do that all day. There's so many of them right now in this new generation that sucks and they're disrespectful to the people that came before. That was like one thing, like when in our era of hip hop, we old as hell now. We getting older, but crazy, in our era in the 90s and whatnot, rappers definitely respected the guys that came before them. We wasn't going to have people really disrespecting Big Daddy Kane, KRS that, paying homage straight up and down. Nas paying homage to those guys, Jay-Z paying homage to the people that came before him, just like in this thing, because when somebody lays the foundation for you, you have to be grateful for that. But you got some people now in this new era who, disrespect the game by disrespecting the greats and disrespect the art form by the type of music that they do. And you got a rapper that comes out and says, I'm rapping off beat. And you actually got people trying to promote this shit and say it's cool. You need to be smacked in his fucking face. That shit's corny, man.
Let me, now I agree with everything Remy said 100%.
Yeah.
But let me go against the grain a little bit. Let's have some good debate, right? Because you brought up a very good point. You said that in our generation, the rappers that we grew up idolizing and grew up loving, they would never dare piss on the throne or spit on the grill of hip hop.
Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Right.
The way you kind of see going on now. And not all artists are doing that. You see a lot of young artists out here that are really starting to pay homage to the ones before them and are doing it respectfully. But the ones that are being promoted are shitted on, right? I mean, they shit on it. But then you hear a lot of people. I remember a lot of artists, especially when you've seen a lot of these young artists doing their thing, people in hip hop saying, well, where was the arm around them? Where was the OG to really school them? It almost skipped a generation. It was like, yo, we were out here wilding, doing our thing, trying to do this, trying to do that. Meanwhile, it was a whole generation that kind of got neglected. And now they're giving the big middle finger to whoever, because who was there to kind of tell them, yo,
I mean, what the fuck do they want them to do, though? For them, hold their hand? I mean, you got to bust your own way through this shit. I mean, the door's open. You know what I mean? It's like shit. When you look at, even with like Nicki, she didn't get no help like that. She had to come in. Obviously, people criticize her from stealing Kim's style and whatnot, but she had to come in and set her foot down and make that shit pop and carry the torch for so long. And even, any rappers you want to go on the male side, you got to come in and hold your fucking own. You know what I mean? Now, like, I think now you got a lot of people that do like the feature thing, but I want to hear the artists come out and say, what did you expect them to actually do for you? Because if you look at it, I mean, in our era and even now, you see like example would be Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? He bought Meek, Wale. So people, they do that, but they can't fucking hold your hand the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go out there. You got to do your own thing. So, I mean, I don't know. I would like to see, you know, exactly what they expected these artists to do for them that they aren't doing.
And I agree with everything you said. I'm probably leaning more along the line of the culture of the music when they're doing the lean and doing this, and how they were, how they were being ridiculed for that kind of music. And now, but when they had us to look up to, and I say us, I mean our generation, and we was out there passing it and selling it and doing our thing, but now we mad that they're taking it and portraying that to our kids. It was just a catch-22 out, you know what I mean? Right. But what do you think about the dynamic of, because she went into depth and she was really kind of digging into a deeper situation with streaming in regards to just how easy it is to get #1 records, how easy it is to break records. We just seen Lil Nas X break a record that was 20 years old. People were upset about it. Jermaine Dupri said something, and then he backtracked off of it. Do you think a lot of the older artists are frustrated about how easy it is in regards to even numbers? Because, I mean, they're not getting paid out the same. This is not called, but do you think they have a problem with that too?
We talked about this, and we talked about, you know, it benefits people. I guess some people like it, some people don't, but the era that we come from, not to sound old or boring, it's like we wanted that experience. Nothing wrong with things being digital, but the album of going and buying that album and listening to that shit top to bottom. You got to remember that. Like any album that we bought, it was a whole, like you actually had songs that you can go back and say, I remember this time. I remember the smell with this song, and I was doing this at this time. I think now the music has lost that essence, but when you look at it, you got people don't even want to put out projects no more like that. They'd rather put out a single because they know that people are not going to, indulge in their full body of work. So, and just like it allows artists who are not as talented, to seem like they're bigger than what they really are. Somebody can come in the game and, like a Rich the Kid, just throw him out there and have a couple of singles, but then like his body of work is not comparing to somebody else that's way better than him. But since he got these singles, that did all these numbers. Now people think that, oh, he's the shit. So I don't really like it, but, change, I guess, is inevitable. But I definitely, can agree, with a lot of Remy's sentiments there, man. Definitely.
I think, and this is why, like, when I throw Eminem out there, because he's been a topic of conversation with this, our older artists, the artists that we grew up appreciating, and where we can go and get that CD and appreciate that body of work in its entirety and remember the smell and all that. I love when they give less. Less is so much more to them, because you see these kids and a lot of the younger rappers so saturated and dumping so much music that it's good and it's bad, but you're not able to appreciate it. And then it puts pressure on the other artists because they feel as though they got to catch up. So they just throwing out any kind of bullshit just to have hits out there. And then you got kids that are just influenced by the persona, not so much the music, because you got Instagram with it and this, and they dancing and rocking the trash.
That's fact.
Period.
Yeah.
But they don't even understand it because they just so caught up in this, and their attention span is a minute long. So you're getting a minute and a half of bullshit, but you rocking because the beat's dope and you liking the way you do the swagging because you know how he swagged on IG. And you can't get mad for the OGs for being a little frustrated about that, because it took a long fucking time to put out a very solid album. You had to deal with a lot of stuff. And not to say that your artists aren't dealing with it now, but you could not come out with some of the stuff that's out now and even think of having a single two, let alone an album two.
Right.
The kids getting it off easy nowadays.
Yeah, really. Definitely. I mean, literally, me and you could probably go record a song.
We get popular enough, the shit's going.
Yeah, to go. You know what I mean? And if the song is catchy enough and we got the platforms, obviously, to share it and it gets buzzing, it can make it happen. Now, I guess a lot of people say that's a good thing, but I guess it lowers, to me, the quality of the music.
What do you think about personalities transitioning into music now? We see a lot of personalities transitioning into comedy. You see them transitioning into acting, some transitioning into music. One that comes to mind is Fat Boy. SSC, he just came out with an album. We were listening to it. What do you think about personalities transitioning?
If they're good, I don't have a problem with it. They can make the transition.
Bye.